My 20M creepy stepsister 27F openly hit on my girlfriend 19F. My mom and stepdad don't care because they let her act however she wants. Imagine, if you will, the most stereotypical macho man your mind can conjure. Loud, rough, aggressive, takes up a lot of space with his presence. Leather motorcycle jackets and ripped or baggy jeans. Big gut, covered in tattoos. Usually greasy/dirty looking and thinks cologne is an acceptable substitute for a shower or deodorant. Vulgar, every other word he says is a swear. Belches loudly in front of people. Makes the house shake just by walking around. Always needs people to know how tough he is. Bragging about getting in fights etc. And then there's women. He will make sure you know how much pussy he's slayed, how good it was, points out this girl's ass or that girl's tits and says the things he'd do to her, but through it all he doesn't actually like women, he just likes to fuck them. Makes jokes about how women are crazy dramatic, can't take a joke, you name it. Will criticize some girl for having armpit stubble even though his own pits are hairier than a yeti. Not many female friends, but hangs out with guy friends who act similar. Well, that person you just imagined is my stepsister. Apart from how she's biologically female and somehow still identifies that way as well. Obviously, she is a mess. My family is blended. My parents divorced when I was 14. 2 years ago my mom married my stepdad. His first wife, my stepsister's mom, had died when my stepsister was around 7. She probably ended up like this because of not having a mother figure in her life and maybe some untreated mental illnesses. I'm not completely sure. My mom and stepdad don't know how to manage her. She walks all over them. She's disrespectful and smokes inside the house, blares music, and has flown into random rages a couple times while gaming. My stepdad and mom are both very gentle, quiet people. They try to keep the peace, but she takes advantage of that by doing whatever she wants. She luckily doesn't live with us but still comes to visit a few times a month. My stepdad has said he feels guilty because he doesn't know where he went wrong in raising her. He thinks just showing unconditional love and acceptance will be enough to inspire her to act like a normal woman. I am living at home due to my classes all being remote this year. My girlfriend, who I started dating a couple months ago, lives nearby. She came over a few nights ago for dinner to meet my family. We had not planned on my stepsister being there, but she came by unannounced for dinner once my girlfriend was already here. So I had to introduce them. It was extremely awkward and stressful. She made several dirty jokes, including ones to my girlfriend followed by winking at her. She looked so uncomfortable, and I'm sure she wanted to die. She snuck glances at my girlfriend's butt whenever she got up. She openly talked about lesbianism and tried to feel out if my girlfriend had ever experimented. She also has a general need for control and will dominate conversation, so normal casual dinner chat was difficult. My parents basically pretended they didn't hear a lot of the gross stuff or they changed the topic. At one point my girlfriend went to the bathroom for 10 to 15 minutes. She stayed maybe a bit over an hour total, when we'd planned for her to hang out for a couple more hours after dinner and have a game or movie night with my parents. She said she had a lot of homework, but I feel it was because of my stepsister. When she was leaving, my stepsister tried to hug her saying "come here honey buns," and she literally backed away behind me. I was so embarrassed and pissed off. She left kind of quickly and since then we haven't really talked much. She replies if I say something, but hasn't brought up anything about the dinner and isn't as chatty as usual. This is over text. I feel like she's upset and I wouldn't blame her. I never want to bring her around my family again now. I'm so embarrassed. I don't know what to do now. I want to apologize, but the more time that goes by the more awkward it becomes. I know I need to and I will. What should I say? I also feel guilty because I think I should have done more to protect her. How can I do that in the future? Too long didn't read. My stepsister is very mannish and rude in a lot of her behavior, which a few nights ago included shamelessly making sexual innuendo to my girlfriend, her first time meeting my family. I want to apologize to her, but I don't know how to explain why my stepsister is like this because I don't know why, and my parents literally never try to get her to stop acting inappropriately. What can I do to make sure my girlfriend is okay? You let your stepsister sexually harass your GF, and so did your parents. Obviously she's upset about that. You create boundaries or not. Shut your stepsister up. Tell your parents you are going to start recording all conversations and let your stepsister know as soon as she walk through the door. Tell her you've had enough of her shit. He's a piece of shit, bro. Go knock on your girlfriend's door and apologize in person. If you really connect with and like this girl, let her know you are never gonna let that happen again. Your sister starts acting up again. Tell her to shut her ugly tramp mouth and treat your girlfriend with respect. If she knows she can walk all over you, she will, and this behavior will continue. You set and enforce your own boundaries. Also start doing push-ups, sit-ups, lunges, and runs to get bigger. If your stepsister bring another piece of shit home to try and put you in place, let him know the whole house is bugged and to touch you if he wants to go to prison for a few years. Bullies will only pick on weak-minded individuals. Stand up with your back straight and practice saying these things with confidence in the mirror. Come up with solutions and act on them. That's the only way to change your situation. If I were your girlfriend, the things I would be looking for were that 1, you were on my side, and 2, that you don't condone that behavior. She might be scared of insulting your family and it might be uncomfortable for her to bring it up. I'd ask if she wants to talk about it and let her know you're sorry and there for her. Might not want to bring her around there anymore if that's an option. Looks like your stepsis isn't gonna change. This you didn't really do enough to make her feel safe. Since you said and did nothing, it's almost as if your sister did something physically, you wouldn't protect her. You need to bring this up, and honestly you need to apologize to her for not standing up for her. Not saying that this is your case, but it would be a deal breaker for me if my man's family did something that awful to me and he didn't stand up for me. Since this was the first time she met your family, I get that you didn't want to rock the boat, but you definitely need to apologize and make it known that you think what happened is wrong. And if it happens again, you will say something. I did last night, yes. But as I said in my other comment, I need to tell her more about how I realize I need to stop acting the same as my parents. Not rocking the boat is basically how I felt, and it's so awkward to draw attention to her behavior by calling it out, I guess, so over time I just haven't. I feel ashamed as her boyfriend, and as an adult, I shouldn't be looking to my parents to do something. Did you apologize? Did you shield her while she was there? Did you say something to your stepsister? I, F32, went to an event with my BF, M34, which led to a fight and me being blamed by everyone. My BF and I have been seeing each other for 2.5 years. I recently began to get actively involved in one of his hobbies and went to a club event. We have relaxed pandemic measures on my island and all social distancing protocols were kept. I only became involved in his club to support his interests. At the event there was a woman, also a club member, who has made her interest in him clear over 2 months ago. When I told him I would attend the event, he seemed hesitant, however I decided to go anyway. On our way there he casually informs me she would be there and sounded annoyed regarding her presence. I knew she was a club member, so I didn't think it was strange that she was attending. However, on our way there she called him multiple times to give him her location and asking for his eater. No other club member did this, which he again expressed annoyance over. When we get to the event he kept disappearing for extended periods of time and I would notice he would be with her. Interacted with others at the event, but it quickly became awkward because they weren't my friends and it was my first time at a group event, so conversation was limited. So eventually I got annoyed, and when he disappeared for what was probably the 5th time that night, I decided to go find him, which led to an argument. It wasn't loud and we're away from everyone. We then went to the after event and the person who is interested in him starts buying him drinks, and while he and I were having a conversation she pulls him away to dance and I was left standing there. After which he again ends up chatting with her and other group members. Eventually I felt really left out and decided to go sit in the car. This led to a huge fight where we left the event. However, now the club members who attended has told him that I made things awkward for them because Elle seemed to not like him being social with other members. He sided with them and now things are awkward between him and myself, but I also do feel bad in retrospect. I have apologized to him for my wrong in it, where I overreacted and caused him some embarrassment. However, while I know the group members are not aware of the woman's interest in my BF, he thinks I have insecurity issues and his actions that night were how club members interact. Now, He does not want me to go to any more events, which I agreed to, because I hated the entire experience. However, while I feel terrible for how I behaved and embarrassed over the entire situation, I do also feel hurt by his dismissal of my concerns over his behavior. It is important for the both of us to have hobbies, and I do not want my opinion to spoil this for him, so I am hesitant to pursue it. I decided to wait a few days while thinking it over. However, am I 100% wrong in this situation, as everyone seems to think I am? Should I be concerned over how quickly my BF decided to agree with everyone and dismiss my concerns? Edit, his hobbies are cars, so he is a part of a car club/group. If my dude left me at a bar to dance with someone else, I'm taking an Uber home and packing my shit. It's over. He's trying to manipulate you into you feeling bad. Oh no. Fully agree. I'm not a possessive person, but there is no way in hell that my fiance would leave a conversation with me to dance with another guy and still be my fiance by the end of the song. There is a fucking line. I don't think you're in the wrong at all. You shouldn't feel bad. He should. Who the fuck leaves their partner at an event to go and spend time with another woman, then get angry when the partner calls them out on it? Something is going on, and I'd get out of this relationship as soon as possible. Even if it's not, just the way he's treating you now is bad enough. My concern also involves how I was treated. However, I was conflicted over whether or not I had the right to be considering the occasion. Nope. He's cheating on you, and either 1, all of his friends are in on it, or 2, he's lying to you and they never said that. He's saying they did so he can keep cheating on you without you being there to see it. Edit to add, I'd like to point out that he told you he was annoyed by this girl, then spent his time with her. He's likely not being honest to his friends about who you are. For all you know, he's telling them you're just a friend who is so annoying, just like he's telling you about the girl in his friend group. He's annoyed the other girl showed up cause he told her to keep it on the day and she didn't. Probably they kept disappearing so he could console her and give her attention so she wouldn't cause a huge scene. However, now the club members who attended has told him that I made things awkward for them because Elle seemed to not like him being social with other members. Did he tell you others said this? I'm suspicious that other members said this, as they didn't recognize any of the awkwardness. The only person I can believe would have said this is the other woman. You have every right to be pissed about his behavior. He acted atrociously. You were a whole lot more patient than many people would be, and he's continuing to double down on because he knows he screwed this up, but he certainly can't admit that to you. Over the next few days, as you're thinking over everything, you should include a deep look into this relationship as a whole. He doesn't want you to go to any more club events so he can continue his emotional affair with this woman, and so he can be free to spend all of his time with her. This has nothing to do with you deciding to go sit in the car and everything to do with his bad behavior. He did say this to me. I have not spoken to any other member. So there are some serious issues here. 1. His initial hesitation about you going. 2. The girl is calling him multiple times. 3. Is disappearing with her and not other members. 4. She has expressed interest and he has not cut back on contact. 5. She was actively giving him drinks and separated you at the after party. 6. Your BF did not actively include/introduce you, instead ran off with her. Maybe I'm cynical, but this sounds like some type of affair. Of course his friends and club members would not tell you. They don't want social drama and maybe even encourage the behavior. So to answer your question, no, you did not overreact. Think your handling of the situation was very mature, and you are being gaslit right now. My 22F BF 23M keeps lying about wanting to hang out with me. This is a problem that's been going on for months. I want to do something, so I invite him, as one does. Hey, would you like to grab dinner together tonight? My treat. And I always end up following it with, if you don't want to, please just say no. He always says yes even when he doesn't want to, and it's gotten us into loads of problems. Last year we had a huge fight because of this, where it got to the point of him resenting me and feeling trapped and forced to hang out with me. His words. I was shocked. He had never given me a hint that he didn't want to hang out. I know I sensed on multiple occasions that he didn't really want to be with me and would be incredibly annoyed, but when I'd cancel plans or confront him on it, he'd get extremely defensive and insist he wanted to be there. there. Sucks because he gets angry if I am with him and he gets angry if I leave him alone. It makes me feel like I'm an obstacle in his life. I've tried everything, talking to him about it calmly, inviting him to less things, cancelling plans, leaving him alone for a bit until he was the one to invite me somewhere, making alternative plans and letting him know so he'd be comfortable cancelling. I've even unfortunately snapped and argued with him over it. I know he's in therapy right now for a lot of problems and I want to support him, but not at the cost of my own mental well-being. I'm tired of having to read into every little micro expression, his wording, what he says and when he says it, and every little detail just to know if he wants to be with me. I don't have a problem with him doing things outside of our relationship, but I have a problem with him lying to me constantly about what he wants to do and when. I don't know what to do anymore. He says he feels guilty if he doesn't hang out with me, but that's obviously not why I want him to be with me. Yesterday we had a fight over this again when he claimed he wanted to go grab dinner with me, but he really just wanted to play soccer and hang out with his friends. It's not that he hasn't done that, he literally did that the night before, so it's not like he's isolated, but he wouldn't admit it. It took hours of back and forth spatting about this until he admitted it, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I love you. Have fun. I'll hang out with my own friends. Why can't you just tell me that from the beginning? Because, my name, you make it so difficult for me to be safe telling you I don't want to hang out with you. Sincerely, how do I do that? Tell me and I promise I'll stop. What is it that I'm doing that makes you feel unsafe? I don't know. He also gaslights me in these conversations. He'll literally say, oh, if I go with you that's fine because I'll just fall asleep. Wait, why do I want you to hang out with me if you'll just fall asleep? Who said I'll fall asleep? You. You just said that. No, you assumed that. Which makes deciphering what he wants that much harder. I am losing my mind over this. I want him to be comfortable communicating with me and I want to feel wanted. Not like being with me is a sacrifice of his personal time. Should I break it up already? We've had a whole lot of other problems. Is there something else that I'm missing that I should try? Edit, I forgot to mention he'll also throw in my face what he could have done instead of being with me. Like, you know, I could have been with my friends right now, but instead I'm here with you. Well, if you wanted to do that instead, you should have done that. You can still leave too right now. No, it's fine. I want to be with you. Or I missed doing laundry to be here. I was supposed to do that today. Oh, you should have. Do you want to put a load right now? No, I didn't mean to blame you. Don't know why I did that.